Greetings again, human beings, and welcome to the Stanley Parable. I actually don't know if you can see my recording thing there. That's kind of funny. It's showing my screen here. I've got a little recording thing that doesn't show up on the recording. Well, I don't know if it'll show up there. I think it will. But anyway, welcome to another episode of WFLP. We're playing the Stanley Parable. Let's do it. Never played this before, and it was on sale for like, what was it, like $2? So I figured might as well get it, because I saw some gameplay for it, so I thought, hey, why not? Let's do it. Well, this is loading really slowly. I noticed earlier that my computer's running kind of slow, but I don't know. I just had to format my laptop, so maybe it's coming time.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
That's gonna change.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Told ya.
Something that would forever change Stanley.
Told you
Something
so.
he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Stepped out of his office. Okay. From what I've seen of this game, I have to just follow the instructions in the storytelling.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
This
memo.
person's job sucks.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
Just sharpen
trace of his
pencils all day.
co-workers.
Go over to the meeting room, I guess. Where the hell's the meeting room? Well, there's only one open door, so just follow that, I guess.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I do the one on the left? Okay, I'll go with the left. I'll follow the story. Oh, it closed. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ball up inside you, take it out passively aggressively on another coworker, present coworkers for not supporting you more. Oh, the worst advice you can possibly have.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Going upstairs. Still going upstairs. Okay. Ooh. Well, this is fancy.
Stepping
Like,
into his
ridiculously
manager's office,
fancy.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
What is happening? Oh.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Good Lord, what is happening here? Going down. Oh, I can't even jump. I want to jump though. Hopefully this doesn't take as long to load. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Done.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Mind control facility. Escape that way, mind control facility this way. Escape, mind control, escape, mind control. Let's just keep following the story. We've done it so far. Boop.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I feel like this is just a screen for every employee. Camera's on.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I couldn't figure out where Stanley's place was. Where Stanley's room was. What was it? 427? 427. Right there. Let's watch for it to change again. Yep, that's exactly my office. At least they got that detail right.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But
probably.
Here's the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I feel like this is the button I have to push. Just a big red button. What else is here? Ooh, purple button. That does nothing. I don't think any of the buttons around here do anything other than this big red button. I want to push the big red button. I can't push the big red button. Well then, that's disappointing. Had to sneeze.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
System power on. It's on right now. Oh, it's dark all of a sudden. Very dark.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Probably.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries
It was
did
all
the
intended.
strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand.
This thing is totally gonna just slam shut just before I can go out.
Tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it
Guaranteed.
will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Is it open now?
Stanley
open.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Oh, okay, cool.
The feeling of liberation.
I guess I beat the game?
The immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Did I just beat the game? Apparently I beat the game. I got an achievement that said beat the game. Okay, well then. Let's try that again and don't follow the story. Maybe something fun will happen. Okay, yeah, we're back in room 127.
All of his
Okay.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came
Okay,
to a set
so
of
we're going
two
on the right
openings,
this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Admiring, yeah.
Yes,
Ooh,
truly
admire.
a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the
Okay,
detour
moving on.
after all, just to spend a but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope, not doing that. Not following the instructions
Stanley
at
was
all.
so bad at following directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
This is a weird looking table. I'm taking drafting in school right now, and that doesn't look at all like our tables. Huh. Wonder if there are actually different designs. Probably are. I'm just stupid. Do not jump off from the cargo lift while it is in motion. This will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift and dying is $5,000. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now,
I
I'm
am
not
making
asking
every
for me,
decision by myself.
I'm asking for her.
Who is she?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who is she? Door closed? Okay, spooky. Ah,
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
what is this, the
Reach
Matrix?
out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm just gonna unplug the phone.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double
Well, I
check.
just defied your logic. Boom.
No,
I win.
It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions
Very easily.
were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making
What?
in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
I don't want to observe it. I'm gonna look away from the screen.
It's the best part of being a
I'm not
real
following the
person,
instructions.
but
I'm not
if
watching
used
it.
incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this
I'm
scenario,
listening to it, but I'm not
a
watching it.
hypothetical real
not
person
happening.
named
I'm looking
Stephen
away.
has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could
I'm
systematically
gonna be
set
turned around
fire
for a
to
while
every
here, aren't I?
orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which
Definitely
choice
gonna
would
happen.
you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? Okay, I can watch the screen again. I can't do anything now. Is it because I didn't watch it? It's totally because I didn't watch it. I think I broke the game. I didn't watch the instructional video, now I broke the game. I can't do anything. Narrator, please. Please, narrator. I need you to talk again. Oh, I can set it to swing. Okay, well. Oh, I got an achievement for trying to jump so many times. Okay, well, I broke the game, so yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm confused, and I'll see you in the next one. Fare thee well.